Good morning, everyone. First, before I start this video, I want to send my thoughts and my prayers out to my home state of South Carolina. And South Carolina and North Carolina look like they're about to get hit by a serious hurricane. My parents, they're getting out in the morning, I think, but my wife's parents are in Charleston. Her entire family is in Charleston, Columbia area, and Columbia is known to flood like crazy, and Charleston is right there where the hurricane is supposed to punch. So thoughts and prayers with all those guys. If they need me, I will be there. And then secondly, sorry for acting like an idiot. I have to always do that. I didn't even know that video flew like it did, the one after the game, until I saw it last night. Had 1,000 some comments, and I did not. That's two things that I do not do at Shango. If a video goes kind of viral like that and has thousands, over 1,000 comments or whatever, I will not look at those comments, because there's a lot of new people that don't know me that's really mad at me. And please, guys, this is just entertainment here. We're having fun. Don't take me too seriously, okay? All right, to start into what that we wanted to talk about. The first subject is Dak Prescott. Because I didn't think I would be this frustrated with the quarterback position still. But I think it's the nature of the Cowboys quarterback position that it's always going to be controversial. It's always going to be picked apart by our fan base and all that kind of stuff or whatnot. But the thing I've been trying to say over and over and over is Dak Prescott is what he is, period. We try to make him more, and that doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is when the organization tries to make him more. And then worse than that, when Dak tries to make himself more. And what I'm talking about with Dak himself, this is what he has to put on. Last year, all the stuff I love about Dak Prescott, his leadership, his physicality, all the stuff I like about him. The one thing that really made me go, I don't like that mentality, was last year when he, it was either a tweet or he sent out a comment or whatever that he wanted to prove that he could be a pocket passer, something along those lines. And I was like, no, man, do you have to be you. And that was maybe one of the reasons of his decline. Another reason is the coaches trying to turn him into some kind of pocket passer, and getting him really scarred at Atlanta, because after the Atlanta game, really, Dak Prescott before and the Dak Prescott after is totally different. So maybe we ruined him by getting him sacked so many times that he can't process things correctly now, because he always feels like he's getting sacked. That's what it looked like on Sunday. It looked like he felt like he was going down every time he went back in the pocket. And a lot of times he did, especially when you think you're going down and then you get a pass rush, you're probably going down. So I know we can win with Dak Prescott. I know we can win with Dak Prescott. You know we can win. From what anybody says, all the people, all the fans that pick Dak Prescott apart or whatever, you know we can win with Dak Prescott. And one thing that we also know is no one other than Tony Romo has been able to generate wins in Jason Garrett's offense. So take those with a grain of salt. If you want to keep flipping quarterbacks, then go right ahead. My thing is the same thing I said about Dak Prescott at the beginning of the season. I like him. I like him a whole lot. I want the best for him, but he has in no way earned that second contract, because that second contract is a burden on the organization. And if you put a burden on the organization like a quarterback can with that second contract, you better be better than the team. Right now, Dak Prescott is as good as the team is. If the team is playing bad, Dak Prescott is playing bad. If the team is playing good, Dak Prescott is playing good. I don't see how you can pay that. All right, moving forward. Again, he's got to show that. Right now, he hadn't shown it yet. And maybe we'll be looking for another quarterback in the future. But I will preface this by saying there was a whole bunch of bad quarterback play this weekend. Good Lord. I mean, some major names just stunk up the joint. So you take that with you as well. I don't believe what you want out of Dak Prescott, what a lot of you want out of Dak Prescott, I don't think Dak Prescott can give you. But I also don't think like 80% of the quarterbacks in the NFL can give you. I mean, once you get past Aaron Rodgers and Brady, it gets kind of murky. It really does. All right. Defense, I don't really have anything to say, man. Sean Lee is going to have to make his tackles, or I'm starting to get really worried about Sean Lee's future already. And I'm worried about our interior run stopping, our defensive tackles and interior of our defense. I'm really worried about that. Put a pin in that because we didn't see it against Carolina as much. But all right, the passing game. This is an issue of mine because I think I said in the video, I've never seen this passing game really click. I've seen Romo do Romo things in this offense, but I've never seen the passing game, like people getting open and all this kind of stuff, and it was just clicking and all that kind of stuff. I've never seen it work. And again, if it didn't work with Romo, how do you think it's going to work with a quarterback that can't pass nearly as well as Romo could? I mean, it's just, I mean, we have to set our expectations somewhere. And that goes for the people who think we should pass to open up the run, which is like, when I hear that, when two people type, we got to pass so we can open up the run. Guys, no, we invested a lot in our run game. We invested everything in our run game, and everything on our football team surrounds our run game. If we're going to hightail it and run away when we are presented with a challenge in our run game, and we stop at 15 carries and go on to the passing game, we're going to lose every time because there's no assets in our passing game. Delonte Thompson cleared waivers, and he was our #1 clutch target in that football game. And you want a 4th-round quarterback who has issues throwing the ball, and you have those guys out there catching the ball. You want to put the game on those guys' shoulder, and that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. What makes sense to me is you keep adjusting your run game. They adjust, you adjust your run game. You tinker, game time adjustments, figure things out or whatever. Because like I said, even though you're not getting anything, every time you're running with Zeke, those linebackers have to be dialed in on what Zeke is doing. When they're stopping Zeke, they're like flying to Zeke. I mean, it's not like, oh, wow, all we have to do is sit 8 here in the box and Zeke is going to fall down. No, they attack Zeke. And still at that point, when you're feeding them, you can still use the play action and all that kind of stuff. The only thing that's going to really work in our passing game, if you think we're going to be able to block for Dak Prescott going back in the pocket, waiting for one of those wide receivers that probably would not be on another roster right now to break open and him to deliver a perfectly spiral ball accurate to the target. Oh my God, you're waiting for way too many things to come together that are really iffy right now. Interior offensive line, super iffy. Dak Prescott's arm, super iffy. And our ability to get open as wide receivers, super iffy. And you're wanting all those three things to happen at once for us to go to victory while we're sitting there with probably one of the best, if not the best, running backs in the league with 15 carries. It does not make sense. Game time adjustments, figure out what they're doing, and then adjust to try to beat that. Because if we run hightail it every time we're presented with a challenge in our run game, the NFC is full of top defenses. So I guess we won't be running against Philadelphia. We won't be running against Seattle. We won't be running against all those teams that we're playing with super strong front sevens. Oh my God, we can't run against that because they got 8 in the box. Let's throw the ball. It's not a path to success. And that's all I was trying to say. We have all these assets on the offensive line. We've built our team around the offensive line and our running back. But then when it's crunch time in the game, we go to a receiver that just cleared waivers. All right, guys, let's move on. We got the Giants. Next video, I'll talk about what we got to do with those guys and whatnot. But I'm really, really I'm not concerned because, oh my God, we lost our first game of the season. This season's going to be horrible. If we go down 0-2 and we still have these like major issues that we have to overcome, it's going to be tough. I mean, just to be as frank and honest with you, the rest of the season will be tough. So this coming game with Giants is like huge this early. Wow. All right. Holla at you guys. Peace.